We have a family's decision and an interesting medical question. You're about to meet a father and daughter who have embarked on a journey of hope. He is drinking her breast milk to fight his cancer, hoping that its salutary effects will affect his body and his cancer. Here's the decision. Here's ABC's Andrea Canning.
My first reaction was, why not? If I have a lactating daughter, why not take advantage of her? As long as Monty didn't mind.
It may be hard to believe, but Tim Brown from Wiltshire, England is talking about sharing his daughter's breast milk with his grandson Monty in hopes of harnessing its curative effects to fight terminal cancer.
So Dad has referred to Monty as his milk brother because they were drinking the same milk.
So I do feel a special bond with Georgia and with Monty.
Nearly 2 years ago, the 67-year-old retired teacher and musician was diagnosed with colon cancer. He went in for surgery 1 week before his daughter's wedding.
I wasn't worried about the cancer at that point. It was the wedding. And I managed to get out on time to walk her down the aisle. And I was able to give my father's speech, which was a great pleasure.
But a month later, devastating news. The cancer had spread to Tim's liver and lymph nodes. It was now terminal. Surgery was ruled out and Tim began a course of chemotherapy. Desperate to help, daughter Georgia came up with an idea while watching a show on breast milk.
It was prostate cancer this man had, and he'd been drinking breast milk every day. Anyway, this guy really swore by the breast milk and said that it had reduced his tumours.
According to the FDA, children who are breastfed suffer fewer illnesses because they receive their mother's antibodies. They're protected from diseases such as pneumonia, bronchitis, even the flu. And there's this. Recent studies show breastfeeding may reduce the risk of childhood cancer.
There's promising research that would indicate that in the future, the solutions for not only preventing cancer, but even treating and curing cancer might be within human milk.
But it's still considered a highly alternative treatment. And for most adults, breast milk is expensive, requires a prescription, and is difficult to find. That's where milk banks like this one in Delaware come in. Only 6 in the U.S. provide milk to adults.
In the past, we've gotten as many as 1 to 2 inquiries a month from adults seeking donor milk.
For adult patients who can get the milk, like Tim Brown, whose lactating daughter put a couple of ounces aside for him each day, the biggest issue is how to drink it.
I was quite shocked. Mum told me that he just poured it on his cornflakes.
I found the milk not unpleasant, but slightly pungent and oily. But once it was mixed with cow's milk, I couldn't taste it.
Tim says his cancer showed a slight improvement during his breast milk regimen, though it's unclear if it was the milk or the chemo at work. Today, he has stopped being able to drink the milk due to nausea from other medications, and he's not cured, but he is firmly convinced this alternative treatment has reaped many benefits.
It's very difficult to tell whether something's working or not. What we feel so positively about is the process of doing it, and I think that's really helped all our family and friends.
For Good Morning America, Andrea Canning, ABC News, New York.
And now, what about the medical questions involved? ABC News medical contributor Dr. Marie Savard is here. It's good to see you, Marie. The studies, and there are studies that have shown that breast milk will boost the immunology of a child. Can we therefore assume that it might also boost the immunology of an adult?
No, we can't. First of all, it is extraordinary, and breast milk can't be reproduced. So the components in breast milk, everything from antibodies to special proteins to even human blood cells that boost the immune system, do work for a child because a child's immune system is immature. They need those antibodies from the mother. It is helpful. But there's no research that says those same proteins in the human breast milk will benefit a man such as this man suffering from cancer.
So once your immune system is already developed, there's no study that shows that breast milk can affect that. It's one thing if it's undeveloped, but if it's developed, there's no study.
Well, I think in all fairness, the studies haven't been done in humans, and I think this piece raises that question yet once again. There is laboratory evidence that perhaps the protein can affect cell death and could potentially work, so I think it opens the door to more research.
And those that have felt better, if it's placebo effect, that's real too, isn't it? To have the effect of hoping and thinking.
You know, Diane, I think the most tender part of this piece is the notion of providing hope, and even her doctors supported this decision. The idea that she bonded with her father gave him a sense of hope, and they both together strengthened their relationship. Does it work? We don't know. A cancer patient is ill. Anything that lets them eat. And if this increased his appetite or helped him feel.
Can it do harm?
I think there's no harm done in this situation, because if you think about it, she's providing just a few ounces of extra milk. It's boosting her sense of well-being. That's important. But I must say there's not enough milk in this country to provide, breast milk, to provide for all the premature babies. So I worry that we need to remember to focus on what we know works. Young premature babies, breast milk is extraordinary.
Yes, and I want to point out to everybody, she says she feeds her baby first. It's always her baby first, and her dad wants it that way too. And then he takes what is left. She also said something very moving, which is, by helping my dad, I'm helping my baby, because he'll have a granddad longer, and the longer I can do that, I want to do it. Anyway,
Yes.
we want to know what you think about it. Our thanks to Marie, and give us your views on abcnews.com.